I am James David Smith, the product designer and president of RC4 Wireless. And what we're introducing today is our DMX Pix. This device, very, very small, delivers 2 pixel string drivers, any of several different varieties, different control protocols. And one of the remarkable things about it that is built on our Series 3 technology is the upgradeability. So using our code loader, as new pixel string products are launched on the market, I will write the drivers, post them online, and at no charge you will be able to USB upload that new code. So I believe we're one of the first giving you that ability, as pixel strings obviously are going to be evolving. Now, if you want to do some other things also on that same data port, in addition to running the strings and simultaneously to that, we have the complete DMX universe. So we can bring that out to a connector, and there we have now 2 full pixel strings and DMX data. And if we're doing something like an Arduino project or a Raspberry Pi project, you might be creating something that requires even more complexity than you might do with a couple of strings. This is a port to any of those devices using an I2C interface. So all of that is happening simultaneously. It runs from 5 volts to 35 volts. So there's an abundance of 5-volt pixel strings, 12-volt pixel strings. I'm sure there are some 24-volt pixel strings. This does them all. Now, color match, which we introduced with our regular dimmers last year, lets you take any LED source and tweak what we would call the white balance. So now if you pull up a string and you find it appears too blue or too pink, you will use your console to tweak the levels of red, green, and blue until you find the white that you like. And then we capture that in our little device and use that as an offset standard. Once it's saved, red, green, and blue at 100% on your console produces the white that you like, and all of the rest of the color palette is scaled to that. Now keep in mind, when we're doing that on a pixel driver that will do 500 pixels in a string and 2 strings, we're now controlling 3,000 channels of pixels, and each individual channel is scaled to meet your white balance. It's quite a remarkable feat in a tiny box like this. It's running 80 MIPS inside and not killing your battery. It draws 60 milliamps as idle current while it's doing all that work. Of course, it's wireless. It is an RC4 Magic receiver. The radio is built in along with the pixel drivers. It's upgradable, it's color match, and then perhaps the most groundbreaking addition is what we call custom pixel profiles. This is to get around the problem that driving a single pixel string, like we're showing you here, 160 pixels long, is using up 480 DMX channels. At 170 LEDs, RGB LEDs, it is 510 of your 512 channels. And then you're into another universe to do another string. And this becomes absurd for designers who want to put several strings in a show, for smaller houses and facilities that are limited in how many universes you have. So what custom pixel profiles do from RC4 is allow you to create a map of LEDs in a smaller group and then decide how those LEDs will ripple up the length out to the 500 channels and repeat and mirror and symmetrically appear in a variety of different ways over which you have control. So now you're picking how many channels long would I like my profile to be? Your choice as the designer. How would I like that pattern then to repeat up the string? Your choice out of several options. So now, with say as few as 9 channels and 3 pixels, you're creating the marquee effect that you would do over the entire length, over a length that is longer than a single universe would do. Alternatively, complex patterns, something that looks very much like an entire universe of pixel mapping, you might use 48 channels. Still, many of those can be mapped into a single DMX universe of 512 channels. That is the real breakthrough with this. Custom pixel programming, we call it custom because you, as the designer, choose how it's going to be implemented and mapped on the string. We have on our wall 6 different samples of string. The top 2 are running in the traditional manner. An entire universe on a Hog4 is running each of those. And then all 4 other strings are using less than half of one universe. Less than 256 channels are mapped to do the effects on all 4 of those strings. We had a top designer in here who played with it and within 5 minutes declared, "These things with custom pixel profiles do every effect in a small number of channels that I have ever been asked to do in pixel programming." I'm proud as the designer of our firmware to have hit that dead on the mark, right on the money. So this is our great new product for 2015, and thanks for having a look at it.